Kwajalein science and engineering professionals brought hands-on learning to George Sykes Elementary School students at the STEM Festival March the 14th. Event coordinator Heather Miller designed the education in celebration of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, to generate excitement about STEM topics and careers. Students spent the morning learning about environmental and biological science studies, optics, electronics, and aviation during workshops and short presentations given by personnel from MIT Lincoln Laboratory, the Army Corps of Engineers, DynCorp International, and Kwajalein Reagan Test Site. They learned about radar technology, plastics in the ocean, robotics, and a whole lot more. According to Miller, the favorable response from parents, teachers, and students has been overwhelming. Kwaj kids should look forward to the next year's events.
NASA's Wallops Flight Facility and Penn State joined forces for a sounding rocket launch from Roi-Namur this month. Its name was the Water Recovery X-ray Rocket. The payload was a Penn State spectrograph designed to record soft X-rays emanating from a supernova remnant 815 light-years away in the constellation Vela in the southern sky. With supernova events relatively rare, the shock waves they leave behind are the closest things astronomers can get to studying their role in distributing elements throughout the cosmos. Riding atop a NASA Terrier and Black Brant rocket assembly, the payload lifted off at 10:40 p.m. April 4th. It launched 127 miles away from Earth, taking in precious X-ray readings from the supernova remnant.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's second.
Stationed to recover the spectrograph was the Garrison's Great Bridge ship and crew. They plucked the parachute-equipped payload from the ocean near Atoll, about 125 miles north of Roi. The Water Recovery X-ray Rocket experiment was one of two slated for NASA to launch from Roi-Namur this month. The second is another spectrograph built by astronomers from the University of Colorado, Boulder. At the time of this recording, this rocket has not yet been cleared for liftoff, mostly due to high variability of winds in the region.
Kwaj kids had a great time April 1st at this year's Easter festivities.
Spring Break Music Festival. It's an event that's been going on, sponsored by the Yacht Club for the last 18 years. Began 18 years ago. Jim Step chose an idea for some music and some home brewers to do some stuff on the beach, and turned into one of the biggest events on Kwaj every year. For a small place, 1,200–1,500 people, there's a ton of talented musicians, and every year we get a full lineup. We had the Brett Crow experience. Everybody got to experience Brett Crow. Pure Holoa, who's a great treat every year. Mike Tracy and Steve Prudence and Tracy McConnell. Beautiful things. And we had Minnie Snotty. She just sang. We were surprised at what a beautiful voice that young girl had. Freshman in high school there. And Oh, the ties, that was Karen Brady's idea, was tie one on for Ed and Dan. You spend $5, you get a tie, and then somebody could spend $5 and come over and cut your tie off. Danny Bothell, he's provided the sound gear for the last 15 years for all the bands that have entertained out here, and he's off island battling cancer, and another friend used to be the Commodore here, Ed Zayer, he too was off island. So the whole event for that day was a fundraiser for both of those guys, and we did pretty well. We raised over $1,000 just on the ties for the day, so it turned out to be a great event. Great event for everybody. You know? Every year it is.
High winds and ever-encroaching structural integrity issues felled a true Kwajalein historical landmark April 9th. The Richardson Theater's roof collapsed, rendering the facility permanently unusable, and demolition quickly followed. It was originally constructed in 1944, soon after the end of Operation Flintlock, in anticipation of a USO visit by Bob Hope. Due to structural issues, the original theater was later demolished in 1957 and rebuilt by a Navy Seabees construction battalion. The Rich, as it was commonly called, was the place to be to catch family-appropriate flicks for roughly 60 years. While the current theater's life cycle has come to an end, USAG-KA is considering alternative locations for family movie nights.
Every 6 months, a new detachment of about 20 U.S. Navy Seabees arrives at U.S. Army Garrison Kwajalein Atoll to conduct humanitarian operations through various community service projects on the Garrison and neighboring islands. The Seabees of Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 11, home ported at Naval Station Gulfport, Mississippi, arrived at USAG-KA in February and broke ground on their first major project here in a very impressive way. On March 15th, the Kwajalein-based landing craft, the Great Bridge, delivered the Seabees and supplies to the remote Isle of Bagage, or Biji as the locals in Kwajalein call it. The mission? To construct a water catchment system, providing a source of fresh water for approximately 50 local residents.
This is a massive humanitarian mission, what we're doing in support of other things that the U.S. has interest in. This is a good crew we have here, very good crew, all handpicked for this detachment.
Once they arrived at Bagage, the sailors and Great Bridge crew worked together, creating a plywood path for the 11K Skytrack and the 420E backhoe to drive off the boat and onto the beach. Then a squall began drenching the area, slowing them down but not stopping them.
It was fantastic. It's the first time I've seen a beach landing since, other than my World War II movie experiences, to see the landing craft hit the beach and have RCBs roll equipment onto the shore was pretty neat for me. 30 years in the Navy, I've never seen that, so this is good for me.
The CB detachment in Kwajalein is one of several groups deployed throughout the world, providing humanitarian assistance in every climate.
We're in AFRICOM, EUCOM, PACOM, and CENTCOM, so we're out here for our PACOM swing. Got to really get to see some of the challenges that we go through out here with logistics. So landing a craft, moving equipment onto the shore, meeting with the local population that we'll be supporting.
Command Master Chief Chris Beck, senior enlisted leader of the entire Pacific Detachment, was also on site to witness the massive logistical operation. This was Beck's 5th visit to the Pacific Arena in support of CB activities here. Beck said typically CBs offload equipment onto paved concrete ramps, and that he was very impressed with the ingenuity of his sailors.
I can only imagine the way the Seabees did it in the 40s during World War II, and then after the build-up of the island since then.
The key to our success oftentimes is really the logistics, being able to get the materials on site in a timely way and get the troops what they need to get started and be successful. 14 days, they will transform that place and have that set up for the locals, and I'm really proud of them.
The structure consists of a concrete block foundation, corrugated roofing, and a PVC piping system that funnels the rainwater into 1,500-gallon water storage tanks. With the Bagage project completed, the Seabees have now transitioned to the nearby island of Garrison to construct a similar water catchment system, improving the quality of life for the approximately 70 Marshallese residents there.
You know, I tell our Seabees all the time, even throughout our readiness and training cycles in Homeport, that the U.S. military, to include the Navy Seabees, are one of the world's largest humanitarian organizations in the world.
The ongoing missions are, I think, vitally important for us to, one, support them, but also to demonstrate to the community at large and the island chains that we're here to help. Phase Zero operations, showing that we're present, we're available for support. That's really what our mission is, and I think we're performing that fabulously.
It epitomizes all the slogans in the Navy commercials, and you know, it truly is a journey for these sailors. They get out here and they get to see something that they've never seen growing up in the United States. And so for these very young folks who are on their first deployment, they deploy to this island and they can see right off the bat the humanitarian assistance and the good work that the Navy Seabees have been known to do throughout our long storied history to provide something to someone less fortunate than themselves.
Stephen Cheshire joined the Navy about 2.5 years ago and was the most junior sailor in the 7-member project team. Cheshire deployed to Costa Rica last year and was looking forward to coming to Kwajalein.
I've heard about it before, but it's a totally different experience than I thought it was going to be. I'm just looking forward to spending time with everybody and learning something new experience, you know, helping out the locals, and be a good time.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for them, and these will be the stories that they are telling long after they've since left the Navy.
Reporting from Kwajalein Atoll, I'm Nikki Maxwell.
Hey man, what's up?
Hey, would you be interested in doing an interview for the Kwaj Current?
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Where do you want to go?
Get you down the hall.
Down the hall? All right.
All right. We'll get you to slide this way, just a little. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions and get you to answer in complete sentences.
Okay.
All right. Let me first get your name and get you to spell that for me.
So my name is Aaron Davis. That's spelled Aarondavis.
Okay. And what do you do here on the island?
I am a crab collector. I go around to various beaches and collect crabs to make sure that they are the highest Kwaj quality.
Very cool. Have you been able to catch the Kwaj Current?
I caught the very end of the last episode on 29-1, but I was able to catch up on the Garrison Facebook page. They post the videos and stuff, and What are you doing?
You got a lock, you got a key. Use them. Lock your BQ door. A message from AFN Kwajalein.
Hey man, can I get you for an interview, Kwaj Current?
We did this the other day, man. It didn't turn out too well. Sure no one's gonna steal my stuff?
No, not gonna be a problem. Let me get you right over here.
All right, all right.
All right, let me get your.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let me get your name.
What? Not again!
Don't be that guy. Be a good person. Don't steal bikes, bro. A message from AFN Kwajalein.